Hi, Mom.
Hi, Kelly.
So welcome to From Shirley's Cottage. Although we're sitting in my house, Mom.
Okay,
Okay, we'll get set up.
I'm gonna get, there's good. That's good. Okay.
Okay.
Get over here, Cal.
Okay, Mom. I want to make sure it doesn't fall over. Okay, so, hey, Mom. This song I played, it's called I See You and Me by Viewpoints.
Very, very cool.
Off of Epidemic Sound. Did you get it? I See You in Me.
I got it.
Because my sisters call us me, mini me.
Okay.
Like we're the twins.
Yeah, the twins, that's
The
for
twins.
sure, because
So
Kelly's more like me. I just need to say a couple of words before Kelly starts with the questions, and I look for answers. They say that most moms would do anything for their kids. If you're one of those moms, someday you might be on YouTube. Okay, so I never thought I'd be here. Everything went wrong. So you can just join me, and I will give a quote from my favorite daughter today. My favorite kids are the ones I'm with at the time, by the way. So I'm going to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a little sarcastic, and if I give you a joke you don't understand, okay, and if I say something that's a little sharp, I apologize. Okay, Cal.
okay, Mom. Okay, that's if you have a mom like me, then they're always trying to have control.
That's right. And if you think Kelly talks a lot, you better not watch this, because she is my daughter.
Okay. All right. So, Mom, this is why we're doing this, because my mom wrote a column for Cambridge newspaper for
About 15 years.
I think it was longer than that, Mom.
I don't know. I had almost 1,000 columns.
I think the date on the first one was July of 2003.
Okay.
So that would have been 17 years in July.
Okay, 17 years.
So anyway, From Shirley's Cottage. This is what we're going to be doing. So I'm introducing that. I don't know what day I'm going to post it. It might be on a Wednesday, since I'm doing Tuesday teasers on Tuesdays. That's kind of hard to say. From Shirley's Cottage. Should that be on a Sunday? No, a Sunday? No. I don't know what day it will be, but my plan, although I don't see my mom all the time, we're filming today, is to once a week, for the people that want to do cooking or recipe, which I have to admit, I'm an okay cook. I made really, really, really good chicken curry soup last night, didn't I, Mom?
Yes, it was delicious.
Okay, from scratch. I just made it up. But for the people like my sister who wants a recipe, what I'm going to do is read my mom's column. She would write a story, and then at the end try to relate a recipe to the column.
Okay. I'm ready.
No, Mom, wait.
Oh,
so
we're not
today
doing
we're
it
gonna.
yet.
I happened to find the very, very first column that you ever wrote.
Okay.
Which was amazing, because I have a huge tub full of papers and articles that we never organized or anything. So
Can you show that sometime?
Yeah.
That tub? Okay.
Yeah, I will. But let's talk about this. And the column talks about when Grandma and Grandpa bought the cottage, but do you want to tell it real quick? First of all, let me say that, I just grabbed a few tidbits. Like,
Tidbits.
my mom is full Lithuanian. As far as we know, there might have been some shenanigans in there
No,
somewhere.
there wasn't. We're
Okay.
full-blooded Lithuanian.
Okay, full-blooded Lithuanian. My grandma and grandpa were. Their parents were. So, boo, 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 boo. Who first came over?
My grandma and grandpa, Pauline and Joe, they came over on I forget where they came, but they came to Ellis Island. That's where they came.
Was that Grandpa's mom and dad?
That
or
was
his grandparents?
Grandpa's mom and dad.
Yeah.
Grandpa's mom and dad, yeah.
Okay.
They had their big trunk with them, and they settled in Pennsylvania like many of the Lithuanians did. But then when they started, doing things, working, they came to Rockford, Illinois, and that's where they stayed.
There's a huge Lithuanian, well, there is one in Madison, but there's one in Chicago too.
Yes.
A huge Lithuanian community.
And there's some in Rockford too.
So anyway, I keep holding up this Lithuanian cookbook because you gave us each one of these for one Christmas. I don't remember how long ago.
Long time.
But I might share some recipes out of here too. So anyway, so we're from Rockford, Illinois. Mom, what was, so Grandpa changed your last name to Sherwin, but what was it?
Shervinskas.
Shervinskas.
Shirvinskas.
And then what was Graham's maiden name?
Shakochis.
Sakochis. And then there was like some Shemitis and
Shemitis.
all those names. Okay, so Mom, look what I have to show. Okay, this was, what was that? That was
where my dad grew up in Rockford.
And that's him and his
Sister Ann.
sitting on the steps.
Yes.
Look at that cool old sepia tone picture. And then I didn't find, Mom, someday I'm going to show that picture of Grandpa. Tell Grandpa about the plays he did. There's two pictures.
Oh, my dad.
Well, he was really big. He was
6'4".
How much do you think Grandpa weighed?
Oh, about 300 pounds.
He was huge. Anyway, we have a couple pictures. One, he was a baby, and he had
my mom was a sewer.
A huge diaper on that's safety pinned on him with these huge.
Yeah, they went
pens.
And they what do you say? They molded a diaper about 3 feet long, and he was hysterical. It was a little play that they would put on for the towns. We lived in Pecatonica, Illinois at the time. My dad had a tavern, my mom and dad, and he did several plays. So he was the actor in the town.
And then the other picture I have that I can't find, I looked for it, is he's dressed as a bride.
I've got it.
No, I know we all have a copy of it, but oh my gosh, I love that picture. Anyway, I don't know if you can see this, but my mom looks just like my grandpa. There's my grandpa.
Yeah, with the big belly too.
And then this is one of my favorite pictures of my mom and my grandma. My gram, she's the one that taught me how to sew. And that was from
Jamie's wedding.
No, wasn't that from when Gram was nominated Mother of the Year?
Sure. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, anyway, I love that picture.
But it wasn't then.
See, you can see I look just like that. Oh my God, Mom.
Okay.
And then, so it was just my mom and my aunt, and we'll talk about that some other time. That will be too heavy to talk about. It was just my mom and her younger sister. And how many years away did she pass away now?
I don't know. I don't
Has
have
it
any
been
idea.
two?
I don't have any idea.
Okay, anyway. Oh, we're going to just jump around, but...
Why did you say aunt?
Aunt? Aunt Donna?
Oh, that aunt. Of
Aunt
course,
Donna.
my sister.
I said it was just you
and my aunt.
Yeah, okay.
There was just two of us.
Okay, so anyway, the reason I brought that up is because you have this book sitting here.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And I was going to say my nieces, my cousins, your nieces, Corey and Jennifer, oh my gosh. They treat my mom like they're their mother. Yeah. They're so good to her. Anyway, Corey and my mom right now are doing a book club. So, I mean, Mom, we can touch on this now if you want. About, just the woes of aging. And we won't talk a lot about it, but seeing your parents get old and having to do all that. But I will say my cousins are so good. Jennifer calls and checks in with you like once a month. And then Corey is always, Corey and my mom are like BFFs. So Corey is doing everything and anything for my mom, and now they're doing a book club. So if you need some ideas to keep an elder person in your family busy, especially during the pandemic, or if it's hard for them to get out, don't you think a book club, Mom?
A book club would be fine, or just reading. I read a lot. And
with the book club, then you and Corey check in with each other and talk about it.
Yeah, once a week we talk about different parts of the book. We're almost done with Matthew. I'll just say a word
Is
about...
is he your new boyfriend? Because he is so cute.
Well,
Matthew
he's always
McConaughey.
been. I've always have loved Matthew. But let me tell you something about Matthew, and then I'll go back. When you vicariously live through someone or something, you know what that means. I can't ever remember that word, but thank you. Today I remembered it. When you live vicariously through something, then it's you doing whatever they did. And Matthew McConaughey, if you want to get his book, Green Lights, he has journaled since he's been a young man. I have so many vicarious things with him, I can't even count them. He has canoed down the Amazon. He has done things I can't mention now. He has done all kinds of things.
Okay, so you're saying to read his book?
Okay, I'm done. See, I talk too much. Okay.
I'll read it just because he's so darn cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mom, but let's get back to the lake for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, because, can you tell about, well, let me just say that the lake for our whole family, you know what's funny? I always thought it was just the way our family felt about the lake.
No, it's the spirit. It's our spirit.
I know, but I don't know how many years ago now I realized that it wasn't. I saw something or somebody said something to me. I was like, oh, it's not just our family. Everybody that's on Lake Ripley or in Cambridge feels that way about the lake. It's a special, magical place.
Right.
It's always been, I've always said this, and I don't mean it derogatory or to go against anything, but I always called it my church. That was my church. To go sit at the end of the pier. That's where I had quiet time. That's where I could go pray or think and look at the beauty of the lake, and it always calmed my soul. But I think that it did it for everybody. Like when we could drive, I know Deb and I did. I don't know if Trace. If I just didn't like high school, but anyway, I would drive up to the lake. I would leave school, and we'd say, Mom, can you write a note for us? Because we skipped school today. And she'd be like, oh, whatever. And we'd say we went up to the lake. I had to go up to the lake, and she'd go, yeah, I get it. And she'd always write us a note. Right?
I would always write the note. I would always do the wrong thing for what you're supposed to do as a mom. But I always did the right thing for my kids. They were very good kids.
Okay, so let me show this real quick.
Okay.
This is one of Paige's Paige, my daughter, is a photographer. That's one of her, it wasn't even really, I think she was just practicing and playing around with, she had a dark room. So anyway, that was just a cool picture of our rowboat sitting on the lake. You can see the lake, that's our view from the lake. And then, oh Mom, this is one of my favorites. I did have them in a frame.
I don't think they can see that, but it was my husband when he...
No, they can see it. That's my dad. We're on a couple lots that sit up off the road, but then you look down to the lake and you have to walk down and around. I don't even know who took that picture, but I love it because my dad passed away really early at 57 from pancreatic cancer. And this, just because it's such a shadowy, I always picture that he's down on the lake like that with us, kind of watching us. So anyway, I love that picture, Dad.
Okay, let me say this.
What?
Let me butt in a minute. 57, and right now, I know you believe it with me on YouTube, I'm 83 and a half years old. Why I'm around 26 or 27 years after my husband, I don't know. But like they say, when you're old, you haven't done what you're supposed to do yet. I don't know what I'm supposed to do yet, but I'm still here.
She's still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
And she's still with it enough to know that Matthew McConaughey is really, really cute.
I'm okay from the neck up, and I hope I always am. So I know what I'm saying.
That just means that she has trouble walking around. She's had a couple falls, hips, knees, all kinds of stuff. But, that's enough. She's hitting me underneath the table.
I do use
so
a
that
walker.
I don't say anymore.
Okay.
Okay, she uses, okay, Mom. So, Mom, how many years ago did you quit writing
About a year.
about a year ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to diss the Cambridge newspaper, which is the hometown news, but I
Once
will.
a week.
I will. She wrote, yeah, it came out once a week, and she wrote an article. And I think this was age discrimination because she also worked there. What did you do? Edit some columns?
I edited it and I put the paper together. We did it on computer. They didn't cut and paste anymore. And I was 81 or 80. No, yeah. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I was. I was in my 80s, and I really had a hard time with the computer.
Well, they changed the whole system.
Yeah,
And
they
brought
did.
in new people, and they tried to train you really quick. And we could see the writing on the wall that they were trying to make it so that she would fail, so that they could get newer, younger blood in there. But what makes me mad, Mom, is that they just cut your article after that many years. You didn't get to have like a goodbye or a...
No, it wasn't that.
Or
I
a
hadn't.
final
No.
You did?
No. Let me say the thing. They kicked me to the curb, but asked me if I would continue my column. And
Oh, yeah,
I had
yeah.
always told them, yeah, I'll do it for nothing because that's my journal. That's, I cared about that column like it was my friend. So I continued it for like several years. And then when the pandemic came, everybody took a beating. And they said they couldn't afford my column anymore because I didn't have advertising. I do not believe that.
Mom, how much did they pay you for your column? It was like...
$25 a column. That's $100 a month for a news conglomerate that owned 27 newspapers. But my $25 a week would make the difference. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I
Yeah,
kept
we're not.
writing it for a while. And now I'm starting a blog.
Yes, so, okay, here's from Shirley's Cottage. So besides me reading her columns, which will be really fun to go back through and read them, well, the other thing that made me mad is that we could get them delivered, and then you could pull up your articles online, and then they quit where they wouldn't even let you subscribe to it if you didn't live in Cambridge. They wouldn't
Right.
mail it out anyway.
Right,
Okay.
and I had to buy my own newspaper.
Okay, well, that's
Okay.
that's it with the
That's
paper.
enough of that. That's
But,
enough.
Mom, do they own rights to these? Can
No, my son got from Shirley's Cottage on my blog, so I have eminent domain for that name
they... Oh,
from Shirley's Cottage.
yeah.
But I had checked some years ago that is mine.
Okay.
They don't have my column things
Okay.
at all.
So we're gonna read them, and okay, Mom.
Just one today.
Yeah, we're just gonna do one today. And my mom had a notebook book that we started. We didn't really ever organize them the way we should, but anyway, I can't believe I found her very first one. This was July. I don't know what happened to the date of 2003. So I'm gonna read it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. From
Okay
Shirley's,
with you? Okay.
From Shirley's Cottage by Shirley Teskey, hometown news columnist. Hi, I'm Shirley and the new kid on the block for the news. Some years ago, there was a cooking column, McGinn's Stew. It was not just a recipe, but always a little story of who was at the lake, the socialness and tradition of sharing food in many different settings. I miss that little cooking column. I mentioned it so much, one of my daughters said, well, then go do it yourself. I think that was Deb.
Yeah, it was.
The boss of us all. So here is my first attempt at sharing with you the food and people of my world. My world now is being a permanent resident of our cottage on the lake, which I was going to tell you not to interrupt, and here I'm interrupting, which we've been on the lake for 57 years. It says in here when my grandma and grandpa bought it, but it was the dream of my mom and dad to retire there, and Dad never got to. He was so young. So you moved up there after you kept working, then after Dad died, you moved up there.
Yeah, and then I worked at the Cambridge News.
Yeah.
And I hauled my mother in the little blue Datsun that was Debbie's, and we've been there ever since.
Okay. Yeah, because my grandma was still alive then.
Right.
And okay, that's a whole nother story. Okay, sorry for the interruption. My world now is being a permanent resident of our cottage on the lake. It is nothing more than a cottage, but my home for 3 years now. Half of my 4 kids and their families made the move, and the other 2 would like to. Tracy and I were off gallivanting around. Debbie and Trace were at the lake. Or Debbie and Ted.
Yeah.
Okay, we were flatlanders for 37 years, making the trek every single weekend. We did. When we left the lake every Sunday night, we felt we were leaving home, not going home. That's true. My heritage is Lithuanian, so much of the way we cook and view meals is of the old country from my folks and my grandparents who came over on the boat, as they used to say. Never was there a time when you walked into my grandma's house that you weren't hit with her, "Here, eat." It always came with lots of talk and hugs. In those days, skinny was not that important. Some of my cooking has been adjusted. Then there are things that have to be like Grandma used to make it. I've enjoyed writing my comments from the cottage. I hope you enjoy it too. So that was her first little introduction. And then the column proceeded. I looked through my recipes to see what I was making for the gang that always shows up on the weekends. They tell a story and bring back so many memories. In 1964, when my folks first bought the cottage, they had a whoop-de-doo for the whole family. My dad was soaking sweet corn in a garbage can.
A new one
for roasting, and my mom made her orange spaghetti, dubbed by a niece because there was so much cheese it was orange. This 4th of July, 39 years later, I made it for my gang of 20. Some things never change, thank goodness. It is easy, economical, can make it to the end of the day.
You can make it anytime and even freeze it.
Freeze it, and everyone goes for it. This whole meal is my dad's roasted corn, Graham's coleslaw, and some Texans sheet cake. We have that recipe coming up in another one. I'll tell you about that another time. Graham's orange spaghetti. Okay, pay attention. Here it comes. Graham's orange spaghetti, which is a mainstay for our family. Whenever we all get together with the cousins and everything,
and
it's
bonfires.
Orange. Yeah, bonfires. It's orange spaghetti. 3 to 4 pounds of hamburger. You might have to adjust this because I think this is for a big crowd, isn't it, Mom?
A little bigger.
Okay. 3 to 4 pounds of hamburger, 3 pounds of spaghetti, 3 pounds of Velveeta. Mom.
Yeah.
It's not a Weight Watchers thing. 3 to 4 32-ounce tomato sauce.
Yep.
More tomato juice or sauce if needed. Mushrooms and onions are optional, but
we do.
Yeah, sometimes you make one without mushrooms because somebody doesn't like them. But
I had to make both kinds because the cousins, who have a lot of Norwegian in them, don't eat mushrooms.
So there, you guys. Okay, brown the hamburger, of course, and drain. Add chopped onions if desired. Heat tomato sauce. Melt the cheese in a microwave or on stovetop. I would do mine in a crock pot, maybe.
That's fine.
Add a little milk to prevent scorching. Mix melted cheese with the tomato sauce. Mix in the hamburger, and then add to the spaghetti. You don't pour it on top of the spaghetti. The whole idea is that it's all mixed together. Put in a roaster and heat it. If made ahead when heated, add some tomato juice or more sauce to keep it moist. Oh man, it's so good. I'm so hungry for that right now, Mom.
Can I just say this? If you're just going to give it a try for your family, or just for you, just to make sure, it's just one of everything. It's 1 pound of hamburger, 1 pound of macaroni, spaghetti, 1 pound of cheese. You may want to add a little more. And then I would put 2 cans of the tomatoes.
Yeah, but Mom, if it freezes, why wouldn't you make a whole big thing because it's so good?
Well,
Oh,
I'm giving it to your friends who are now my friends. I'm not. If you want to try it and make a whole pot full and freeze it, fine.
Oh yeah, we should have said my mom needs friends too.
I do.
So, okay, Mom. I thought we'd have more to talk about, but...
No, this is fine. This is long enough. We don't want it too long.
Okay, so once a week, I'm going to read one of your columns. They're not going to be in order. Oh, I did. You know which one I came across, Mom, today? There's some good articles I was looking for. We'll give some little teasers so people will want to watch. My mom wrote an article. I don't know what it was called, but it was like, all you have to say is Matt. Matt is enough. Matt Kenseth, the race car driver, is from Cambridge. And my mom wrote a little snippet for him.
I don't know him and I don't like cars, so I was, never a fan.
But he's from Cambridge.
Right. And
Cambridge,
I found
when we were there, Cambridge was like 600 and, I don't know, 40 people or something. Now it's a little,
1,000.
maybe a little over.
1,000.
Anyway, does anybody know Row Pottery? Row Pottery. Oh, this is Row Pottery, my like Ripley mug. But Row Pottery is usually the blue salt glazed. There's a lot of stuff we can talk about.
I know, but maybe in the future. But just when she said Row Pottery, I can't remember his first name. Row. He was a college student.
Jim Row.
Jim Row, and there was a little horse barn.
It was a barn, yeah.
Just a little barn. And you could go in and watch him do his
Wait, Mom,
stuff.
the barn was at the end of Main Street in town.
Right.
I mean, it was,
Right, it was
Yeah.
there. They took it away now.
Yeah, it was just a barn, and you could go in there and watch him throw his pots, and
Yeah.
it was dirt floors and just barn shelf.
Yeah, and I have cups and I have things. I had a picture that one of my kids broke, and I think I paid $3 or $4 for it. And now I think he has a catalog, and it's not his anymore, but I think it's like several $100s.
Yeah, there's a whole sad story to that, but anyway.
Okay, bye.
Okay, I guess we're done. This is Kelly and Shirley Teskey.
Oh, and From Shirley's Cottage will be my blog.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have a blog. Is it from shirleyscottage.com or blog.com?
Yeah, .com.
Okay.
From Shirley's Cottage.
So, my brother Ted's girlfriend Jill is another girl that's so sweet to my mom. Between Corey and Jill, you couldn't ask for anybody better.
I can't.
So anyway, Jill, for my mom's birthday in July, started a blog for her, and we're hoping this will motivate her to write a little bit more.
I am not technology savvy, so I have kind of a hard time, but I'm going to practice on it. And that's it. I maybe hope to see you on my blog as soon as I get going. I only have like 3 or 4 articles right now on it. And I'll tell you, some of it is, am I off?
Huh?
Am I off?
No, keep talking.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it off so you can say your goodbyes.
Okay. I'm saying goodbye to everybody, but what was I just saying now? You made me forget.
Something about the blog.
Oh, I only have 3 or 4 blogs on there, but I'm really getting busy, so I hope you would join me there.
What are you gonna share? Stories and recipes and?
I haven't done that yet. I've talked about certain things. I talked about voting, and I didn't know about that. I really wanted it to be.
Are you gonna do politics and religion?
No, it wasn't politics and it wasn't religion.
Oh.
It was about you have to vote no matter how old you are.
Oh, maybe you can blog about the books you and Corey are reading.
I've got things to blog, but what I really wanted it to be was From Shirley's Cottage for us oldsters. But
Oldsters?
Oldsters is not a good word. Anyway, goodbye, and now you know where Kelly gets her talk from.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, Mom, say sfejkata.
Oh, when you do this and you say cheers, in Lithuanian, it's sfejkata.
Okay. Mom.
Or you can say sveikas.
Hey, Mom.
What?
There was something I wanted to say today. Do you remember? I'm back just for a minute. So when we were little, my grandma and grandpa had this huge, it was an oversized king size bed that was especially made for them because my grandpa was so big.
My dad had it made.
Although he couldn't really lay down to sleep. That's a different story. But anyway, my grandma, we would stay all night and all be lined up in this bed, and she would speak Lithuanian to us so we could try to learn a little bit of Lithuanian. And there's only 2 things that there's some words like shunya, I think it's dog. And if you're Lithuanian, I'm sorry if I butcher it. I did Google this and I don't think it's right anymore, but my grandma taught us 2 things to say that I remember. One was Bubachok Subinya.
Yes.
And the other one was Ishmael Tava. Ishmael Tava.
What is that?
So that's when I was showing off for Jim when we first started dating, and I said, guess which one of these I'm saying to you? Ishmael Tava, which is I love you, or Bubachok Subinya, which is kiss my ass. Mom, do you remember we told you that and you said, did my mother teach you that? My mother taught.
But it's Bubachuk Mana,
Oh,
my,
yeah.
and then you know the rest.
Okay. All right. Well, we give you a little swear word here on a Sunday. So, okay.
Well, if everybody's still here, bye.
Bye.
That was pretty